Hello there, I'm gonna make a second reaction video, but this is for you guys mainly. I'm gonna see your predictions. We're gonna see what we think, of course. But before that, literally, I uploaded my video. I mean, sorry, I didn't upload it. I recorded my video. Literally a day later, Caden uploads his one. So I'm just like, I was, if I just recorded it the day after, I would have been okay. But it was my day off work, so. But still, yeah, I thought I'd quickly take a look at his and Jesse's predictions. He's got the Lions first. You see, I thought this was meant to be like outlandish. It's not. So many people have him doing well. So many people. He's got Geelong second. This is based on Squiggle, obviously. Melbourne third. Carlton fourth. Richmond fifth. Maybe I've been too harsh on these two teams. I have them both battling for eighth. Fremantle sixth. Sydney seventh. Collingwood eighth. Fairly low in my opinion. He's got Port ninth. So maybe me putting him seventh is not as bad looking at that. He's got the Hawks 10th. He's got the Hawks 10th, guys. Okay, he has got the Hawks in 10th place, okay? I put them 13th and I sounded a bit biased. Like, he's a D's fan. He has no reason to like the Hawks, okay? He's put us 10th. I'm just saying, that's not going to happen. No, that's too much. But he's got Hawthorn 10th, okay? I can see us winning enough games to not be at the foot. But I think we'll be in no man's land, okay? Gold Coast 11th. I mean, I'll accept it, but we got to respect everyone's opinions. I said that a lot in the last reaction video. I'm aware, by the way, like all the YouTubers I reacted to in the previous week's video, all of them have been watching AFL a lot more than I have. They'll all know more than me. I'm aware of that. I'll accept that. Obviously, I started watching in 2017, and these guys have been watching their whole lives. So obviously, they're gonna know a lot more than I will. But still, you know, I like to be at least a little bit confident in my predictions. And as I said, even the ones I disagree with, like Gold Coast 11th, you got to respect everything, especially the opinions of ones that know more than you. But yeah, we shall move on. Dogs in 12th. I got him missing out in the finals as well, so there you go. He's got Saints 13th. I think I put them higher. Essendon 14th. I had them lower down, but you know, I don't think anyone has them that high up, to be honest. I think one guy did. West Coast 15th. Adelaide 16th seems very harsh to me. Seems very harsh. And North's 18th also seems harsh to me. I don't think North will be down there. Just winning twice again, I don't see that. I see improvement. I can see this happening. Giants winning 2 games. Adelaide 16th does seem harsh to me, though. It does seem harsh to me. But yeah, those are good predictions, though, overall. Like that's a pretty solid prediction. Like, I think people might disagree with like Hawthorn 10th and then Adelaide down here. But overall, you know, that's not a bad 8. Like, if those 8 made it in any order, that wouldn't be surprising, really. Maybe it would to me, because I put Richmond 9th. But, yeah, that's pretty good. And now you got Jesse. It's got Melbourne first. Okay, Melbourne making the comeback to the minor premiership. Brisbane second. Everyone has them doing well. I said it first, guys. I said it after the grand final of Geelong Sydney. I said it after that. I was the first one on the bandwagon. Okay, there is no bandwagon. I started the bandwagon. Okay, no one jumped on my bandwagon, but I'm trying to credit myself because I called it before anyone else. Okay, so if it happens, just know that I called it the day after the last year's grand final. Okay, I'm not having it. Anyway, yeah, he's got Carlton third. Okay. I'm just making the 8, so I could be wrong here. But he's not the only one. There's a lot that have Carlton in the top 4, so I think I'm missing something for sure. I don't trust them. Partly it's partly because I don't trust them. Carlton are not the most trustworthy club, but they have got a strong list, in fairness. Sydney in 4th, Richmond in 5th. Again, maybe I'm too harsh on Richmond, like I'm harsh on Carlton as well. But yeah, Richmond in 5th, making the comeback back to the top. Collingwood 6th, Port 7th. He's got Port 7th. It's not just me. Yeah, he's got Port 7th, just like me. Yeah, maybe my prediction of Port in 7th isn't as surprising. Maybe not. Maybe it's not as surprising. He's got Freo just in the 8, which I disagree with. I think they'll do fairly well, and I think they'll be solid. They'll be comfortable in the 8. I feel like making 8th place, you're not comfortable. You're just making it pretty much every season. I think Freo will at least be 6th. I put them 3rd. Then you got Dogs missing out, Suns missing out, Saints missing out. West Coast, he's got fairly high. He's a West Coast fan. I don't see that happening, but I do expect some sort of improvement. He's got him above Adelaide as well. Does he not like Adelaide, or like surely most people reckon Adelaide will finish above him? But we'll let it slide because he's a West Coast fan. Look, I put Hawthorn 13th, so I can't really speak. But Caden put him 10th, so swings and roundabouts, guys. Swings and roundabouts. Okay. It's got Essendon there, Giants there, North there, and Hawthorn there. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if those 4 and West Coast are the bottom 5. That's probably going to be the case, actually. But I don't think we'll be worse than the Giants. I don't think we'll be worse than the Giants. I'm just telling you. We will be at least 17th, all right? There's no spoons, okay? Not in this era, okay? It's not happening. It's not happening. All right. Right, so Foley has got Brisbane. Again, it's not as he's got them 2nd. I thought it was going to be a surprising prediction. Anyway, Brisbane, Carlton 2nd, Melbourne, Geelong, Sydney, Richmond, Port in 7th. Yes. Look, that's 3 people now that have got Port exactly in 7th. It's going to happen. Gold Coast in 8th, Collingwood not making the 8, and Gold Coast making the 8. We got to respect everyone's opinions. Also, why does this not like highlight anymore? Like I literally liked it, but like when you refresh, it just goes like that. I don't like it. I like the filled out like button. Anyway, yeah. So I disagree. Freo in 10th. Come on now. You've done it now, mate. You've done it now. You're telling me the Gold Coast Suns will be in the 8, but not Collingwood or Freo. We've got to respect everyone's opinions, guys. We've got to respect everyone's opinions. Adelaide 11th, Dogs 12th, Essendon 13th, West Coast 14th, North, St Kilda, Hawthorn. You've got Hawthorn not last. That's what I love to see. That's what I love to see. Here are Squiggle ladder predictions. You got Melbourne. He did it on Squiggle as well, so he's got more detail behind it. Melbourne, Brisbane, Geelong, Richmond, Collingwood, Carlton, Sydney, Gold Coast. Freo in 11th. No! That's the only bad one, to be fair. Even if you put 308, it wouldn't look too bad. I can't see Suns in the 8, guys. I can't see it. Is it because I don't like them? Maybe it is. I can't picture them in the 8. It doesn't make sense to me. It would be like a fever dream. It wouldn't happen. It surely wouldn't happen, right? Gold Coast, I know they're much better than they were years ago, but come on. Come on now. Look, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. We got to respect everyone's opinions. Everyone's opinions. Western Bulldogs, Port Adelaide, Free, obviously. They're not going to be down there, guys. Come on. Adelaide, West Coast, Essendon, St Kilda, fairly low. Then again, I don't have them making the 8, so maybe they could struggle a bit more than I think they will. North, Hawthorn, GWS. Again, Hawthorn not last. That's what I like to see. So Melbourne beating Richmond, Geelong beating Brisbane. Yeah, that's not good for the Lions. Collingwood beating Gold Coast and Carlton beating Sydney in week 1. Then you got Collingwood and Brisbane beating Richmond and Carlton respectively in the semi-finals. Then you got Melbourne beating Brisbane in the prelim, getting revenge for 2022. And Geelong beating Collingwood again in the finals by a few points in the other prelim. And then you got Melbourne in the grand final against Geelong. That would be a good grand final, to be fair. The last 2 dominant premiers facing off against each other, I'd pay to see that. That would be quite good, but I'd rather see the Lions win. But that's not a bad finals predictions. I just can't see Freo 11th and Gold Coast actually in the 8. I can't do it. I think if Pies played Geelong in the final again, the Pies would win. Maybe. I mean, it was fairly close last year as well. Brisbane, Melbourne, Geelong, Richmond, Carlton, Freo, Collingwood, Sydney. Gold Coast just missing out. That's not bad, to be fair. Port, Western Bulldogs, St Kilda, West Coast, Adelaide, Essendon, North, Hawthorn last. Damn it! Damn you! Alright, Richmond, Adelaide, St Kilda, Freo 4th, yes. Freo in the top 4, guys, it's happening. Sydney, Collingwood, Geelong, West Coast. Carlo, you're a West Coast fan. You got to tell me. Are you a West Coast fan? Because then again, you have got Hawthorn 9th. Maybe you're a Hawthorn fan that likes West Coast as well. I don't know. West Coast 8th and Hawthorn 9th seems a little bit, just a little bit over the top to me. But, you know, risks are there to be taken and we got to respect everyone's opinions. I didn't even see that. It was right there in front of my face. Brisbane in 10th. Come on now. This guy, he might be, I was going to say he might be a Gold Coast fan, but he's put him 16th. Brisbane in 10th. No, I don't see. Giants in 11th. Come on, they're not going to finish above 7 teams. It's not. No. We got to respect everyone's opinions, guys. Everyone's opinions. But look, West Coast 8th, Hawthorn 9th, Brisbane 10th, Giants 11th. That section there just doesn't look right at all. Even Geelong being as low as 7th it doesn't look right. Dogs, Carlton in 13th, which is harsher than I've seen. Even I've got them in the 8th, and I'm being harsh on them. North. Ports in 15th. I don't see it, but we've got to respect everyone's opinions. I'm trying to figure out who you support based on this. Because I can't tell. Maybe you support Adelaide? You put... Oh my days, you put Adelaide 2nd. He might be an Adelaide fan. I'm so good. Can anyone guess who Carlo supports? I'm trying to figure out based on this, because he might be biased towards someone, but like... There's so many teams he's put like in different positions. Gold Coast very low. Essendon and Melbourne. Melbourne last. I'm so focused on these that I can't see that and that. Okay, so Adelaide 2nd. He's got West Coast making the 8. Hawthorn just missing out. We've got Brisbane in 10th. Carlton in 13th. Port in 15th. And Melbourne last. What year is it? I'm confused. Literally, he's put Richmond at minus premiers and I put him 9th, and I found that less surprising than half of these. That's crazy. We got to respect everyone's opinions. Hawthorn will be last. We got to respect everyone's opinions. Every single one. Brisbane, Carlton, Collingwood, Geelong, Melbourne, Richmond, Gold Coast 7th, Dogs 8th. So Sydney and Freo missing out on the 8. I can't see it. We got to respect everyone's opinions, even the opinions of a hot dog. We got to respect them. All right, but he's got Sydney and Freo missing out on the 8. I don't see it. I just don't see it. Then you got Port, St Kilda, Adelaide, West Coast, Essendon, Hawthorn, North, GWS. It's not as bad as at the bottom, but I'm not sure about the 8. Hear me out, Freo and Sydney fans, and Hawthorn fan. I'm not saying your teams can't make the 8. I think it'll be a competitive season. I think both teams could definitely... I think other teams would just pick them to sneak in. I don't see it! I know there's always a surprise, but I don't see those teams dropping out. But we'll see. Hawthorn will be... Look, listen, the youngsters will surprise you. Also, we scored 100 against Collingwood, so, you know, we're not that bad. Freo, Melbourne, Brisbane, Sydney, Collingwood, St Kilda, Geelong, Gold Coast. St Kilda and Gold Coast in the 8th. Geelong as low as 7th. Richmond 9th again. Adelaide, Port Adelaide, Carlton in 12th. Western Bulldogs, Essendon, Hawthorn, GWS, North Melbourne, West Coast. I guess not the worst. Some of it's based on last year, it seems. Gold Coast and St Kilda in the 8th, though. That's someone put a bet on that. It's probably good numbers. Brisbane, Geelong, Richmond, Carlton, Melbourne, Collingwood, Sydney, Fremantle. That's not a bad 8. That's not a bad 8 at all. Maybe not in that order, but I think that could happen. Gold Coast just missing out. Maybe I'm too harsh on them. Maybe I'm not seeing something that you guys are. Port Adelaide, Western Bulldogs, St Kilda, Adelaide, Essendon, North Melbourne, West Coast, GWS, Hawthorn. We're not going to be last, guys. I keep telling ya. This is actually not bad, though. Like, I don't think Gold Coast will be that high, but that's actually not bad. It's actually like this bottom 5 was probably gonna be the bottom 5, not in that order, but that's actually not that bad. It's actually, yeah, that's actually pretty. Richmond and Carlton, obviously, I don't agree with them both being in top 4, but that's not that bad. All right, there should be more in here actually. Few tough years. Looking for predictions specifically. Oh yeah, this is what I mentioned in the previous video. Winning close games really only means you're as good as the other team on the day, but you got lucky for 11-9. Yeah, but for me, it happens so often. It felt like there was something to it. I think that they had good fortune with them, and I expect it to continue in this year. But you know, he's not wrong. It's just that I think they'll go on another good run this season as well. Yeah, true. This is me reacting to other people's predictions, of course. Richmond being top 4 is reasonable. Carlton, talent-wise, one of the best teams in the comp. But I don't trust them! However, they could still miss because it's Carlton. Yes, exactly! Because they're Carlton! I don't trust them. I didn't trust Freo either, to be fair, but they impressed me last season. Gold Coast are pushing for the 8, stacked midfield. Okay, we'll see what they do. Okay, but I don't think they'll be that high. Won't be sustainable. We shall see! And I don't like them either. I don't want them to do well, but I think Collingwood, I got a feeling about them. St Kilda straight up terrible, bottom 4. Okay, well, there's some interesting predictions. None of them are like bad predictions, but I reckon it could go differently to what he's saying, but we shall see. We shall see. It's got Hawthorn last. We won't be last, I tell you. Won't be last. Eagles, Bombers, Gold Coast, North, Adelaide 13th, GWS 12th. I don't see that. I don't see GWS in 12th, but we shall see. 11th, St Kilda, 10th. Who's 10th? I think he missed someone out. I don't know. I don't know who. Tigers 9th, Bulldogs 8th, Magpies 7th, Dockers 6th, Lions 5th. Melbourne 4th, 3rd, Sydney and Carlton. Oh, I see what he's done. Okay, so Tigers technically 10th then. Okay, so there's 18 teams there. Power 2nd, Geelong 1st. Okay. Well, I don't think they can share a position, so that would put Melbourne in 5th and Lions in 6th. But that's interesting. Not a betting man willing to put hundreds on Collingwood not finishing 1st. You can put like hundreds of yen. That's not going to be that much in dollars, is it? Love the reaction. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to look for predictions specifically. St Kilda injury trouble, administration trouble. His game plan's outdated. We shall see if Ross can prove him wrong. Geelong, Melbourne, Freo, Carlton, Brisbane, Richmond, Sydney, Gold Coast. I can't see it! From Gold Coast, I can't see it! Saints, Bulldogs, Port Adelaide, Collingwood 12th. Essendon, Adelaide, GWS North, Melbourne, Hawthorn, West Coast. And Gold Coast win the flag. That last line's got to be a troll, right? Like, surely. I can tell you why Brisbane win the flag. Because 99% of YouTube... No, okay. I called it before all of them. I'm just saying, I called it before all of them. Hawks for the spoon. You will be sorry end of the season, mate. Sydney Freo drop out of the finals. He's not. There's 2 people who've had Sydney and Freo dropping out of the finals. What's going on? Port in the bottom 10. Bottom 10 doesn't sound that bad when you think about it, because that could be 10th. That could be like wait, couldn't that be 8th? Wait, no, that could be 9th. Bottom 10 could be 9th. He said bottom 10. That's like half the ladder, bro. That's literally everyone outside the 8 is bottom 10. They could be 9th then. I'm just saying. Gold Coast pushing hard for the 8. Reckon 13 wins minimum for the finals this year, so maybe not, but definitely top 10. Okay. Richmond in the same category as Brisbane, bullying their way into the grand final, right? Adelaide choking everyone and shooting into the finals like they did in 2012. Not saying top 2 will complete in finals. We shall see if Adelaide can do something. Speaking of Adelaide, someone predicted last year Adelaide to win the flag. He replied also, like, did someone really predict that? Yes. Look, here is the proof. Okay? This guy had the Adelaide Crows beating the D's in the grand final in 2022. There it is. Caught in 4K. Not quite 4. It was his ladder prediction as well. This was last year's ladder. He put Collingwood last. Freo not in the 8s. Geelong down here. Richmond up here. Wow. That guy genuinely, I don't know how that's even, we'll never see worse prediction than that. Don't be scared to make your predictions, guys, because someone literally predicted Adelaide to win the flag in 2022, beating the D's in the grand final. It was something else. But yeah, that is all. Also, the tipping video is up, but obviously, I'm recording this on the 8th. Yeah, this video and last video a bit longer than I wanted them to be. I thought they'd be like nice, snappy 10-minute videos. Neither one is. My apologies. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and be sure to leave any predictions, not just ladder predictions, but like what you think your team might do. And goodbye.
Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever.